Jemmy, baby. Hi. That's all I have to say, right? Okay, so Sun, Moon, Rising, Venus, wherever you have a heavy concentration or of energy, of Gemini energy in your chart, you're dealing with a Gemini, or this title just resonates with you. Come on down. This is your message. It's not going to resonate with everyone, so take what applies, leave what doesn't. So I'm doing something new. I am doing my OG astrology cards with Dark Miracle. No, it's not Dark Miracle. Dark Mirror Oracle. Jeez. With the Tarot of the Haunted House. For symbolism, the house represents the self. So I'm looking more towards yourself, but whatever pops up, pops up. Let's freaking talk about it, okay? So Gemini, I feel like you're dealing with an Aquarius or an Aries. Maybe even a Pisces. That's all like actually in that same row. Aquarius, Pisces, Aries. So, or something is significant about January through April. That's so crazy because I was telling somebody else this, but I just feel like that keeps coming up. And actually, I do believe Pluto and Saturn make a conjunction in January, and there is, I think that's when Saturn goes into Aquarius in April. So something significant there for you. Moon wanted to talk out in Scorpio, so something that's hidden right now from you, lots of purple, I feel like is coming to the forefront of your mind. It's like you know something. Yeah, look, with this card, the Black Moon Lilith, this is like you know something is there, you just don't know what it is. So there's a need for you to react a certain way, or to just not react so like hostile. One more for my Geminis. I feel like if you were in a relationship, or maybe you were dealing with a Sagittarius or Aquarius, but Sagittarius is asking that to give me some space. Now's not the time to be tied down. Yep, Uranus, I need some space. At the bottom of the deck is Neptune. So things are not looking very clear to you. It's like you know, but at the same time, you don't. Or you feel like you don't. You're definitely dealing with an Aries, because I just split the deck at the Emperor and the Fool. Or this could be you looking to start your own business, putting yourself out there, or dealing with, or maybe you are in a position of power somewhere. Maybe you are a father, or you're dealing with a father figure, someone who, or just someone who's pretty much in control. Someone who's definitely in control of their emotions, but being emotionally manipulative. It coming up in the reverse, King of Cups. I don't like that. I don't like that one bit. The Devil. Hate to say it. Hate to say it. So I feel like somebody is around you, or maybe this could be you. And Gemini, let's not even front. Like, look, I have Venus in Gemini, so I understand. And it's in the 9th house. I got to be free. Okay? I get it. And sometimes you can play some games. So it could be you dressing up, making it seem like it's one thing, like you really care about something, someone, or and then it just not really being that. So there is, and that, you know what, honestly, I'm gonna level here with you, Chief. That is something that I have done before, where, and in all honesty, I would actually think that I love that person or that I like them, and I don't. And I realized that very quickly. And it's like, there's no way I liked you that much if I can move. Actually, I did at one point, but that was the past. I don't care if it was 5 minutes ago. I get it. If it was 5 minutes ago, it was the past. But that was something that needed to change. Like, this is a habit that has to change. It's a very toxic trait of yours. So you could be constantly getting into relationships when there's someone else and you're literally trying to bring the two together. Listen, I knew I was about to get a darker story from somebody. I just didn't know it was going to be y'all. I mean, I know. But at the same time, I just didn't want, this is the stereotype, I feel. The stigma that you got, that is, because, there's always, Gemini, they're crazy, blah, blah, blah. Well, everyone has their own perspective. Okay? That's not necessarily the case, but sometimes let's be real with ourselves right now, because that's what we're doing. The darker self. Ooh, yeah. And see, like, with the 9 of Wands here, this feels like tricky energy. Like, you don't know which way to turn. Like, there's a maze in the background here. There's a labyrinth. It's not a maze, it's a freaking labyrinth. Magical stuff happens in the labyrinth. I don't know if y'all remember that movie Labyrinth, which is my movie, me and my sister. Okay. You remind me of the babe. What babe? The babe with the power. What power? The power of the voodoo. Hoodoo. Hoodoo, what? You remind me of the babe. Yes, that one, okay? David Bowie. And who's the other girl? I think it's Jennifer Connelly. Her eyebrows are amazing. So your eyebrows must be amazing. But that has nothing to do with it, okay? See, we're losing sight. But with the 9 of Wands, I do feel like there is something that you're losing sight to. And Mercury is wanting you to just kind of revisit certain things. It's like you've been blind to certain aspects of yourself that you're just kind of like discovering. These are like parts of like your ego that kind of need a cleanse. This is something that you kind of get defensive over, that you kind of, this is also a part of you that, let's just say, okay, you kind of get into those situations and you kind of do it unknowingly. And like, you don't really realize, but it's a defense mechanism. This is your defense mechanism so that you can't get hurt. I'll beat you at your own game type of thing. With the 3 of Pentacles. Even if this is like work too. But however you want to relate it to, because I'm thinking about Venus as well. Venus with Mercury retrograde. And because these are the things that we need to think about. So Venus is about relating to others. It's about partnerships, and it's not necessarily romantic. This is just how we relate to others. Think about the 3 of Pentacles. So it can be work. It can be, yeah. The Page of Swords in reverse. So it's like, this is something that, it's like you're not learning your lesson. But you're trying. It's like you go back and forth. You talk about it with your friends, and that probably confuses you even more. And all advice ain't good advice. Tell me about the Hierophant. And this can be how you are in relationships. Justice in reverse. Okay, and for some of you, you're in a third-party situation where it's just not, it's kind of like unjustified, or it's just not fair, or it's just wrong. Like, it's time to like cast that out. Like, it's time to start paying attention to it. It's time to make a decision. I feel it's like your spirit guides are like saying, okay, let's go. I'm ready when you are. Your chariot awaits, sir. This is a lot of cards, but I feel like it's relevant. So this could have been something that actually stemmed from a family situation, or just having to be in competition with other people, or because we have the Five of Wands with the Ten of Swords and the Eight of Cups. The same thing, the very thing that you run from is the exact thing that you end up chasing. So this feels like obsessive, like, and I said something keeps going like back and forth, like it's a vicious cycle. Constantly up and down. You probably get into these relationships, or just kind of any sort of like conflict, because this can be the competition, or this is like a physical fight, but it's like getting into scenarios that cause betrayal, and you or someone else needing to like walk away from the situation just because no one's getting what they want. No one's winning, or at least you're not truly getting what it is that you like. Because in this card, she dreams about owning like her own house. She's in the attic, like she's kind of like in her own mind, like daydreaming. It's almost like I feel very like delusional, and Neptune is the delusion, like delusional energy. Like, one day I'll have this house, it's gonna look like this, and she's surrounded by her favorite books that she likes to read, and like right now you're not getting that from whatever situation that you're in. So like there's a need for you to move away from that. There's certain habits that you get into when you're in relationships, and that is what is like, it's not fair. Ultimately, it's not fair to you with the Empress in reverse. So let's pull Dark Mirror Oracle card for Gemini. For my Geminis, my babies. No, there's no advice for my Geminis. Is this me? Oh, wow. I did this? Acceptance. This is the stage of this card. And look, it's the phase of the new moon. I cannot recognize myself, but I'm still me. As I can't remember the road that led me here, how can I see the road ahead? This card is not about an affirmation, but rather a question. Is this me? Can I recognize myself? Maybe yes, maybe no. But for sure, I lost the road I had once. The last time I stopped to really think about it. In my heart, I feel maybe like the high school girl that went to prom. But truly, I am now 45 and I weigh 3 times that. I feel my true self as the kid that wanted to play soccer with the Real Madrid. All this while punching numbers on an Excel file out in an insurance office. It is not necessarily something negative as a dream lost or corrupted. I could see myself as love is the most important thing in my life. But actually, I have a very well-paid job and that makes me travel, and I sleep alone in hotel rooms. When do we last look at ourselves in a mirror? Do we like what we are? Make no excuses, because the choices which made what we are our responsibility. If an old dream is dead, it's time to dream anew. If the old dream is alive, it's time to go back to it. So I do feel like Uranus would be here calling on your, with the Hierophant being here. So for some of you, it's going back to certain things that you need to certain things that you need to revive. And for some of you, there's habits that you didn't recognize within yourself, and now you might be going through that. It's important to know your role in the situation from all perspectives. Even if you don't like that perspective, it's important to consider it. So Gemmies, that's what I have for you. If this message resonated, comment, like, share, subscribe. If you'd like to book a personal reading, my information is in the description box below. I love you guys, and I'll talk to you soon.